What should the Memphis Grizzlies do this offseason? And firstly, one first note here. How the hell is Tyus Jones on 1.5 million? That feels like a crazy number. This guy comes off the bench, and when Jar sits because he, has too many toys, right? That he comes out and really just produces. Um, Likewise, how is Desmond Bain on 2.1 million? But we know obviously he's been a huge success story for the Grizzlies here, and he's going to get his payday fairly soon, no doubt. And I guess that's the current state of the Grizzlies. They actually got a really cap friendly roster right now. They got really friendly salaries and contracts on their books right now. And I think here are the few dot points that I have for the Grizzlies that they need to focus on. One, put a memo out for players to shut up and play basketball. I think that's the first thing the Grizzlies need to do. Let's get rid of some of these negative vibes and just fix this with winning. The team and the talent that's in this team is there. So just go out there and play basketball. If Dylan Brooks is out of town, all right, I think that's probably a good starting point for that memo to come to fruition. And the rest of the guys need to just show up and play. Two, I think they need to really get some good influences for Ja Morant. Yeah, we've obviously talked about him a few times now, and I don't know. I don't know. I think they just got to really make sure that he can stay the course here. If he gets suspended, when he comes back, that he just puts his head down and sort of buys into that memo, just like everyone else on this team. Three, get Kevin Adams and Brandon Clark back on the floor. I think that's a no-brainer, right? You wait for them and get them back healthy. Huge size assets there. Really productive players that, when they're healthy on the floor, can really help your team get a W. They were sorely missed, I think, in the playoffs when that time rolled around. And the last little step note that I got here is that they should try and play Kenny Lofton Jr. more. I don't know if you've seen this kid. This kid can play. This kid can play. I really like this kid. Yeah. And I don't often pick a guy that's down the bench like I don't know, he's almost like the ninth or 10th man right now for them last year. But I really like the production that this kid can put on the scoreboard for you when you play him. So I think the Grizz really need to figure out if they can find him some minutes, slide him up the rotation a bit more, make him maybe the seventh or eighth man or something like that, and find him a few more minutes. I think they're going to do him and the team a huge favor there if they can play him some more minutes. And in fact, I have no trades for the Grizzlies right now, so I'm going to leave that to you.
What we'll do is we'll unpack yours a tiny bit and then I'll steer into mine. So Steven Adams, not Kevin Adams. I don't know why you called him that, but we all make mistakes. That's okay. Um, yeah, look, you're totally right. There were a couple of injuries there right at the end that really hurt them, and then going up against the Lakers, they just didn't have the size. Kenny Lofton, I think debuted in the NBA with a 40 and 20 game, if I remember correctly, or a massive outburst. It was 40 and 10 or something. It was right at the end of the season. The games probably don't matter as much, but clearly there's some potential there. I don't really know what their reservations are, but he's on a very friendly contract. He's a two-way player. Yeah, you give him a run, right? And especially see where you're going with these things. Um, yeah, look, my okay, here's the funny thing. I have ridiculous suggestions for the Memphis Grizzlies, but they probably will come out as one of my more sensible suggestions. And here's the following. You let Brooks go. So I know that that's simple because he's not under contract. There's nothing to do, and they've also articulated that. But there's no like, oh, last minute, let's just re-sign him because he's an asset, or let's just re-sign him because he's ours. You let him go. The antics weren't helpful. Too much negative attention. We've talked about that in another jar video. You just don't want attention. It's not like social media where any engagement's good engagement. You want positive engagement when you're an NBA young team. And then, you talked about a memo being put out. I think you need a team life coach. I think you need a team counselor. You need someone who's dedicated towards helping these young men kind of structure themselves in a productive way. And then this one's a unique one. So hear me out here. But you need a professional best friend. And that person needs to be a best friend for Ja Moran. And it needs to be a professional best friend in the sense that they're just clean, but they like the same things as him. Like maybe he really likes Nerf guns, and that's Ja Morant's gateway into still playing with guns, but obviously in a safe and productive way. And great marketing line for children there. Oh, it's the Ja Morant Nerf gun. Oh, that's so cool. Um, but yeah, they really need to make sure that they help their young superstar with a lot of potential and really is their future. Just stay sensible off the court.
I actually really love your pitch there. You should really, we'll cut that one up and, Ja Morant can go from selling shoes to selling Nerf guns. I like it. Look, I brought up your stats here. Kenny Lofton Jr. had a 42-point game, 14 rebound last game of the season. I didn't even pay attention to that. I was actually watching this kid play in the preseason when he was picked up, or when he was playing on the preseason for the Grizz roster at that point. And he was just such a beast. He was such a beast on the block. He sort of has that. He reminds me a little bit of Zion. Yeah, Zion light sort of style of play. And sort of just bully ball, sort of get you on the block. Could step out, shoot a three when needed as well. I think, look, this kid needs minutes. This kid needs minutes, and I think if Grizz hopefully can find him some more minutes in his second year here, I think that would be a huge step for them. I think we're in greens here, and look, the Grizz are in a good spot. All right. Hopefully they don't, F it all up, right?
This is Two Guys with Spare Time. I'm Fowles, this is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.